Hello, children. Good morning to all of you. I hope you are all doing good. And now, after a week back, we are going to get into our normal sessions. So, here in this lesson, we are going to see a very interesting topic which is about the features of India. Okay, children? So, get ready with your content book, page number 63, and with a sharpened pencil. And along with that, kindly take your rough note or your social homework note. So let's get into chapter number 7, Mountains, Plains and Deserts. So the first topic which we are going to see is the physical divisions of India. So how India is divided. Okay, here we are going to see about the physical divisions. Okay, children. So let's see what are the physical divisions. So what can you see in this map, children? So it is the Indian physical division map. Okay, India physical division map. And here they have denoted with so many colors. Can you see in the slide? Yes. To the north and to the northeast, they have shaded with brown color that denotes the mountains. Do you remember this, children? We learned while learning the globes and maps lesson, where there is some specific colors to show the divisions, that is the features. Some default colors are there. For example, if you wanted to show a water body, that is the lake, pond, river, sea or ocean, you need to show it in blue color. That means you need to highlight it. You need to color it in blue color. So if you want to show the desert, you have to shade it in yellow color. Okay, children. So here are the default colors. So to the north and the northeast, they have shown with brown color, which denotes there is a mountain there. It's a long range. Okay. So below that, they have shaded in green color. It's a light green color, which denotes the plains. Okay, the flat area. And then to the left of that, that is to the west, northwest, there we can see a part shaded in yellow color, which is the state of Rajasthan. So we know that Thar desert is presented in Rajasthan. So they show it in yellow color. So and the coastal region, it is shown in dark green color. So that is the eastern coastal plains and the western coastal plains. And the central, the peninsular plateau. So we call it as the peninsular plateau. Okay. The V shape, the entire southern part is there, right? So that is called as the peninsular plateau. That Deccan region, everything is shown it is shown in yellow color, light yellow. So that is the Deccan plateau region. Okay, children. So just have a look on the map. And as I already said you, the sea, the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal, the Indian Ocean, it is highlighted using light blue color, which denotes it is the river or it is the sea or the water body. So now here are the physical divisions or the physical features of India. So how India is divided into various features. So we know India is a unique country with different physical features. A mountain is presented. It also has the desert. India possesses the water body. The plains are also located. Okay, children. So the physical features are the northern mountains, the northern plains, the great Indian desert, the peninsular plateau, the coastal plains and the islands. So these are the 6 main physical divisions or the physical features of India. So after knowing this, I'm going to get back to the map so that you can still see and locate and identify which is the feature. So here the brown shaded area to the north and the northeast part, they are called as the northern mountains, and below it is shaded in green color which shows the northern plains, and to the left of that is to the northwest of it, it is the desert which is shown in yellow color, and to the eastern side and the western side that borders the plateau region, that is the peninsular region, it is the eastern coastal plains and western coastal plains, we call it as the coastal plains, and the central region, it is the peninsular plateau, and we have the islands which that belongs to India. What are they? They are the Lakshadweep group of islands, the Lakshadweep Islands and the the Andaman and Nicobar Islands which is in Bay of Bengal. The Lakshadweep Islands are presented in Arabian Sea. Okay children, so these are the physical divisions of India. So that's what we saw on the slide. So there are 6 physical division. I'm repeating it. They are the northern mountains, the northern plains, the great Indian desert, the coastal plains, the peninsular plateau and the islands. Okay children, it is very important. I'm repeating it again. They are the physical divisions of India are the northern mountains, the northern plains, the great Indian desert, the coastal plains, the peninsular plateau and the islands. So first let us see about the northern mountains. So the northern mountains are also called as the Himalayan mountains. Children, do you remember we saw in our previous sessions, in our previous videos I showed you the picture of Himalayan mountain range. It is a huge mountains which is covered with snow and ice throughout the year. Do you remember that children? Yes. So Himalayan range or the Himalayan mountains, they are presented in the north and also in the northeast part of India. Try to remember the map or else you can also look into your content book which page number 65. Okay. So the Himalayan mountain, it stretches from Jammu Kashmir, it is a state in the north, to Arunachal Pradesh, it is also a state in the east. Okay children, this Himalayan mountain, we know it is a very big range. Yes, so we can't study as a whole, right? So if it is very big lesson, we divide it into parts, we divide into 2 or 3 parts so that it will be easy for us to learn. Yes, no children? So here the Himalayan mountain is a very big range that it stretches from the north, from Jammu Kashmir to the east till Arunachal Pradesh. So it is a huge range. So we are dividing it into 3 parts, okay? They are the Himadri, the Himachal and Shivaliks. Okay? The greater Himalayas, they are called as Himadri. The greater Himalayas, they contain the tallest mountain ranges. Okay children, it is called as Himadri range, Himadri. Okay. Next, the middle Himalayas, they consist of peaks, mountain peaks, okay, of average height. They will be not as very big and huge and tall as the greater Himalayas. The middle Himalayas contains mountains of average height, okay, and so they are called as the middle Himalayas, and they are also called as Himachal. And the outer Himalayas, they are called as Shivaliks, okay. The outer Himalayas, they lie between the middle Himalayas and the northern plains. So where is northern plains, children? It is below to the Himalayan range. Just recollect the image which I showed you, which is shown in green color. Do you remember that region, children? Yes. So this outer Himalayas, they lie between the middle Himalayas and the northern plains. Okay, children? This range is also called as Shivaliks. So you need to remember the 3 divisions of Himalayas and what are the other names for the 3 divisions. Okay, children? I am just going to recap this. Himalayan range, the great Himalayan range, it is divided into 3. Okay, they are the greater Himalayas, which is also called as Himadri, the middle Himalayas, which is also called as Himachal, and the outer Himalayas, which is also called as Shivaliks. Okay, children? Now let's learn in detail about the 3 ranges. So first range, it is the greater Himalayas, which is also called as Himadri. Okay, so we know the tallest mountain ranges are presented in the greatest Himalayas. Okay, that is in the Himadri range. So the height, the average height of those mountain ranges will be approximately 6,000 meters. Okay, that is the height. It is 6,000 meters height. Okay, and this range, this mountains and the peaks, it is covered with snow and ice all throughout the year. Okay, this place, this greater Himalayas, okay, the Himadri range is covered with snow and ice all throughout the year. So all throughout the year, that is the 365 days in a year, this range is covered with snow and ice. Okay, children? Yes. So as it is covered with snow and ice, how the climate will be there? How is the climate? It will be very cold. Okay, and they have snowfall during the winter season. So, and we know the greatest peak in the world is Mount Everest, and it is presented in the Himalayan range. Do you remember this, children, when we learned about the ancient Asia, that is a continent, right, where India is presented? So I said you Mount Everest is the tallest peak that is presented in this Himalayan range. Okay, so just recollecting that, so Mount Everest is the tallest peak in the world and it is presented in the Himalayan range. And we also have other important peaks. They are Kanchenjunga, Nanda Devi and Annapurna. So they are these names are the names of the peaks that is presented in Himalayan range. Okay, children? So here I have shown you. Can you see the arrow mark where I have highlighted using the red color? That is the Mount Everest peak, and the other peaks are just you can have a look on it. Okay, children? Yes, Mount Everest is the important peak. That's why I have shown you with red color. Just have a look on it. And here we have other important peaks and their height and the country in which it is presented. Okay, Mount Everest is presented in the Himalayan range, but it is not presented in India. Okay, children? So as we learned about the Asia, we learned about Mount Everest, and it is the tallest peak in the world. So its height is 8,848 meter. Okay, children? So the other important peaks are also there. You just have a look on it and have a read while changing your slides. Okay, and now let's learn about the next division of Himalayas, that is the Himachal, which is also called as the middle Himalayas. The middle Himalayas, as I already said you, they are of average height. It is of approximately 4,000 meters. Okay, the greater Himalayas, that is the Himadri range, they are of 6,000 meter in height. Okay, the middle Himalayas are of 4,500 meters. Okay, children? Yes. So now here the climate in this region, the summers are very cool Okay, and the winters are as well as cool with snowfall. The summers in regions are very cool and the winters are as well as cool and they receive snowfall during winter period. And here this region, that is the Himachal, they receive rainfall in summers. Okay, this region also contains the trees, plants. For example, the trees presented in this region are pine tree, deodar, fir, oak. So you can just Google it and see how the trees are. Okay, children. And I hope you would have heard about the hill stations, Shimla, Darjeeling and Nainital. So these are the hill stations that is presented in the Himachal. And this region, it also has the beautiful valleys. Okay, they are the Kashmir and Kulu valleys. So now let's move to the pictures. Okay, these are the hill stations that is presented in Himachal range, that is the middle Himalayas. Okay, so you can see how the resorts are there, how the huts, how people are living. Okay, next about Shivaliks. The outer Himalayas are also called as Shivaliks. So here, due to the lesser height of the mountain ranges, they are called as hills. Okay, and the important hills presented here in Shivaliks are Garo, Kashi, Naga hills and Mizo hills. So what do you think about the climatic condition of this region, children? You think it will be very cool and with snowfall like Greater Himalayas or the Himachal ranges? Definitely no. So as it lies below, that is in between the middle Himalayas and the northern plains, so here the climatic condition is warm. They experience the warm weather throughout the year. Okay, so they do not experience the snowfall or very cool temperature like the middle Himalayas or the Greater Himalayas. Here in Shivaliks, that is the outer Himalayas, they experience warm weather condition throughout the year. And as like the middle Himalayas, this region, they also get rainfall, very good amount of rainfall, and it is also covered with thick forests. Okay, yes, so it is all about the Greater Himalayas, middle Himalayas and outer Himalayas. Now let's know what are the importance of Himalayas, what is the uses of having this Himalayan range. So they say Himalayan range is very important for our country in so many ways. So let us see what are the few ways that how Himalayas is important to our country. So the first one, the Himalayan range, we know it is very tall and it is a long range, right, that it covers the entire north and till the northeastern part of India. So this range, it prevents the cold winds coming from Siberia. It is a country. Okay, Siberia is a country. So we already know the places or the states that is located there in Himalayas. Okay, that is Jammu Kashmir, Himachal. So they are the states that is nearby. So the people living there, they experience snowfall and very cool temperature. Okay, so if they also receive the cold winds from Siberia during winter season, it will be very hard for the people to survive in that region, in that state. Okay, so the Himalayan range, it prevents as a barrier for the cold winds which is coming from Siberia. So if that wind also it enters the country, so people, they won't be living there. People can't survive with so much of temperature, so much of in so very cold condition. People will not be able to survive in very cold condition. Can you understand, children? So that is why they say Himalayan range, they acts as a barrier from the cold winds coming from Siberia. Okay, children? Yes. Now let's move to the next fact. So here, as I already said you, the middle Himalayas, that is the Himachal and the Shivaliks, they have the reasonable amount of rainfall, and the region is covered with thick forests. So in Himachal range, the forests the trees like pine, deodar, fir, oak are presented, and here the Shivalik range is covered with thick forests. Okay, yes. So as forest is presented, we know that animals and some useful plants will also be there. Some herbal plants will be there. Okay, children? So that is the important factor about Himalayan region. Herbal trees and herbal plants and animals are presented in Himalayan range. And next, here the Himalayan range, it gives rise to, or else we can say it gives the origin for many other rivers to flow. We know the rivers in the north such as Ganga river, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, they are the rivers in the north. Okay, so the Ganga river, it starts from the Gangotri, it is the glacier. So from where it gives rises from the Himalayan range. So the Himalayan range, it gives rises to many other rivers to flow. It acts as a origin. Okay, so these are the three important points. So the important points, or we can also say the importance of having Himalayas. Okay, it acts as a barrier for the cold winds to protect from the Siberian country, and many wild animals and trees and herbal plants are presented in the forests of Himalayan region, and the glaciers in the Himalayan range, it gives rise to many rivers. So for the example, the Gangotri glacier gives rise to the Ganga river. So it's all about the Himalayas. Okay, children, so now we learned about the northern mountains and mainly about the features of India. So now your work is to read the lesson in page number 64 and 65, underline the hard words and write it twice in your homework note. Let's meet in next video. Thank you, children.